Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you how to make a face cast. I actually had to make a face cast for another Halloween look that I had planned to film, but I've actually run out of time because I ended up filming this video twice. The first time went horribly wrong. But anyway, I'm going to get straight into it and show you how I did this. So I started off by just tying up my hair, and the first time round I used a carrier bag on my hair and sellotaped it round the sides of my face just to get my hair out of the way. But you'll see a bit later on in the video that this didn't really work. It was a lot easier for me to just wrap loads of cling film around my head and just secure it down because obviously it sticks to itself. That worked a lot better for me, and it's a lot quicker too. You just want to make sure that you've covered all the little baby hairs because anything that you miss out will stick to the face mask. I then got some facial oil. Any type of oil will do. This is just to protect your skin, and I was quite generous with this. And then I went in with a ton of Vaseline. I covered my eyebrows. I went back and forth to make sure I coated every single hair, and I did the same thing on my eyelashes and on my lips too, because as you'll see later on, unfortunately the couple of hairs that I did miss out were pulled off completely. That is the last thing that you want. Then I got this plaster of Paris bandage. I'll leave all the links down below for it, and I cut it up into loads of different sized pieces. You don't have to be neat with this, but it just really helps to have some pieces that are different sizes because the bigger ones are quite good for larger areas of your face. Then I got some lukewarm water in a disposable bowl, and I just started dipping each little piece in one at a time and started covering my whole face. It's very important to smooth it all out just to create a very flat, smooth surface, and this also helps the bandages to stick. I found it much easier to work on one section at a time and slightly overlapping it every single time. Of course, I didn't cover my eyes, my nostrils and my lips at first because of course I need to breathe and see. If you don't feel confident doing this, then I do suggest you get somebody to help you. I should also point out that I actually went horribly wrong the first time that I filmed this video, so I did end up filming it again because as you can see, my mask isn't deep enough. I should have really taken it further back onto my head and down my chin a bit more. You'll see what I mean a bit later on in the video. I then covered my mouth and one of my eyes, and the second eye was super tricky to do. Of course you can't actually see what you're doing, so it was really scary, but I managed to do it, and of course I didn't cover the nostrils until right at the very end, just so that I could breathe. The other mistake that I made was that I put the mask on and I didn't build it up in enough layers. So if you do try this out, then make sure you do at least a double layer of the bandages. Then I just sat around for about 5 minutes or so. It didn't take too long because I was working in sections, but as I could feel the mask harden and start to dry, I just slowly started easing it off my face. You don't want to pull too hard because of course you don't want to damage your skin. And as you can see, because I wear contact lenses, my eyes were super red. I did have bits in my eyes, so I had to go and wash them out straight away, but don't worry, it is really easy to take off. Now I seem to have lost bits of my footage here, but basically I held the mask up against the light, and any parts of the mask where I could see the light coming through, I just put extra bandages over the top once I'd taken it off, and I just stuck them down in the exact same way. And I also covered up the nostrils, and I had to wait around 5 or 10 minutes for it to dry completely. I then got some plaster of Paris and mixed it up with some water according to the instructions on the packet. As far as I remember, it was roughly 2 parts plaster of Paris to 1 part water, and I had to mix it up really carefully to make sure that it's not lumpy, but at the same time I didn't want to let too much air in because that kind of creates bubbles in the mixture. Even though it doesn't look like it, I actually ended up using the whole 1 kilogram bag of the plaster of Paris, and I carefully mixed the 2 parts together, which actually took quite a long time because it can get quite lumpy. I then took another bowl and I just layered it with some old towels just to sort of cushion the mask for when you pour the liquid into it. But before I do that, I'm just going to coat the inside of the mask in a thick layer of Vaseline, and this is just to help peel off the bandages once it's all finished a bit easier. And I learnt the hard way that it is actually very difficult to do with long nails, so I did have to get some help in the end. But once I've coated the inside of the mask with Vaseline, I start to pour in my mixture, but I do it bit by bit and I keep tapping the sides of the bowl just to make sure that the plaster has sort of made its way into all the little nooks and crannies of my face, because obviously that's what you want it to look like when you're done. So I left the mask to dry for 48 hours, but I thought I'd leave in this footage of the failed attempt. As you can see, after 2 days, you peel off the bandages to reveal your plaster of Paris mask, and it's supposed to look like your face. But this is what mine looked like. So as you may have guessed, that mask went straight in the bin. It was awful. I did the whole process all over again, and this time, as you may be able to see, I made the mask a lot bigger. It is so heavy, I don't know where I'll store it, but as you can see, I'm just peeling off the bandages here, and then I'm just going to sand it down as best I can. And the final step of this whole process is to seal the mask using some wood glue. I have a massive paintbrush because that's the only one that I could find in the house, but I'm guessing it does help if you had a smaller one. I'm going to apply about 3 to 5 layers of wood glue onto my face cast just to completely seal it so that I can create any liquid latex prosthetics over the top of it. I know it isn't perfect and you could spend a bit more time sanding it down if you really wanted to, but I'm really happy with the way that mine has turned out, and I think it will work perfectly for what I want to use it for. I know that Halloween is almost over, but if you would like to see a video of me doing some sort of special effects makeup using this mask, then please do leave me a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to film that for you. But I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!